Do you remember what you had for breakfast yesterday morning? Or what you were doing last Wednesday evening? Or what you were doing on the date of April 9th, 1974? That's the date Mary Jane Jones was murdered. Her case went unsolved for exactly 40 years until the trial just a few months ago right here in the Wapello County Courthouse. Robert Eugene Pilcher was tried for a second time for the death of 17-year-old Mary Jane Jones. Armed with DNA evidence, prosecutors got Pilcher to plead guilty halfway through the trial. The case was reopened when the DCI received a grant to do more DNA testing on cold cases.
That's when we got that breakthrough, and that was major to us.
One of the most common ways cold cases are solved today is through DNA or forensic evidence. That's because it can be difficult for witnesses to remember what they were doing decades ago.
I mean, it's a challenge as it is. Most cases that go to trial, a current case, are anywhere from several months to a year and a half old usually by the time they make it to trial. It's difficult for witnesses to remember specific details even after that short period of time. Asking somebody to remember something that happened 10, 20, 30 years ago is pretty impossible.
A lot of people that may have some knowledge of it are deceased themselves. Even some of the investigating law enforcement officers may have passed away.
Today, there are still over 500 cold cases left just in Iowa with no closure yet.
Every law enforcement officer wants to clear these cases. I mean, that's one of the things that it's just what cops do. They want to clear cases. They want to get to the bottom of things, and they want to try to help families with closure and do the right thing by making a criminal charge on the responsible person. But it's difficult when you don't, and it has to be difficult for the family members. It really does.
But today, with advances in technology, closing a case might not be quite as difficult.
If we can obtain the right evidence, forensic methods and the science to evidence, processing has just gotten so good that a lot of times we can get more evidence now than we could many years ago.
But while thousands of cold cases across the country remain unsolved, for one family at least, justice was served.
The family of Mary Jane Jones, they're all over the country now, but I know that they were very thrilled to know that we could finally make a charge on Mary Jane Jones's killer, and they got some sort of resolve out of that, knowing that through the trials and his plea that we were on the right track, and I think that probably helped him.
The families can't fully move on when they don't know what happened to their loved one, and so certainly it brings an end to a lot of anxiety and brings a lot of relief to the families.
Reporting for KTVO in Ottumwa, I'm Jacqueline Schutte.